Yes.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of Hanging Out with Temi. My name is Temi Ajayi, as you know, and I've got my mate with me, Heidi Solomon. How are you, Heidi?
I'm great, Temi. Thank you so much. How are you?
A bit exhausted, and I'll talk to you a bit about it in a minute. But if you're watching us for the first time, thank you for watching. And if you're returning, we say thank you so much also. I know that people aren't coming on Hanging Out with Temi Facebook page. I said it last week. I don't know how we could do it, ID. We need to find a way to do it because people are going to my own Facebook page, but the attention should not be on my personal Facebook page. It should be on this page that is, set up for this course.
Yeah.
So we'll find out. If you know how, let us know. But anyway, thank you for tuning in again. It's been amazing, amazing seasons, ID, with the caliber of people that we've had on this show, man. Oh my gosh. And we had a lot of fun with Demola the other day. Demola.
Yes. I was amazed. I was like sitting there for, I think we spoke for about 2 hours that day. And the 2 hours, I just didn't want it to end. I didn't want it to finish because I had so many questions and I was like, you know, I normally have a lot of words to say, but that day I was speechless. I didn't want to say anything.
Such an unusual father. Unusual. We haven't even dug to his story yet. He's got some amazing story that you need to listen. He was just talking about the daughter here and there, but he's a wonderful, wonderful man. He just loves people, and I like that so much about him. It's been an honor. And on Monday, this coming Monday, is going to be your vision is going to be Peter Suakia's show on Channel 21. So Channel 21 Monday, Melbourne
31.
31. I bet, oh gosh, Channel 31 Melbourne, Australia. We're going to be featuring our guest, Peter Suakia, 12:30 p.m. So please log on, check it out. And if you miss out on Peter the other day, so you can catch up on it now.
Yeah. That was an
Yeah,
amazing show as well. That was a really good day. Yeah.
yeah. And Teresa Ogaji, our people, the event, and think she's good. Our little girl, the our future, our children, fantastic with Marsha and with Melanie. So it's been an awesome, awesome, awesome season. But I want to say something. Next week, we're going to have a groundbreaking episode next week because we're going to have a faith chat segment. You have any question whatsoever, you can bring that question on because Pastor Festus Newton is going to come on the show. He's going to be our
Awesome.
regular. I'm so excited. Heidi, you're going to bombard this man with all your questions, I know. But it's going to be fun. So we're going to be having Pastor. He's a scholar when it comes to things
Oh,
and word of
nice.
God. Oh man, he will break it down, and the simplicity of his delivery, you can't miss it. And it's so beautiful. So we're going to be having the first hour of our show is going to be faith chat. Faith chat. Ask question about faith. Is there God? Is the God the only Jesus Christ, or do you have another God? So all this is what we're going to be talking about next week. But I mean, the first half of the of our hour. The first half hour is going to be faith chat, and then the second half of the time is going to be our topic for the
Topic.
day. Topic for the day. So look out for that. It's going to be amazing next week. Can't wait. But today I can't wait either. Our topic today, we're talking about addiction. Have you got one? You let us know. And we're going to be sharing with you our own addiction very shortly. But we're going to go on a quick break and we're going to come back. Talk about how have we been? How is the week been? Before we go on to the topic of the day, we'll go on a quick break and we'll be right back. Welcome back on the show. And Temi Ajayi, as usual, Heidi Solomon, and Miss Greatness. Good morning, Miss Greatness.
Good morning.
His Royal
How
Highness
are
here.
you?
We're blessed, very blessed. We can't really complain, really. And my book says, "Count your blessings and name them one by one." And
Yeah,
so I'm really grateful for the blessing and the opportunity that I received a couple of days ago, where an organization gave lots and lots of food to Empower Community Services Organization that I chair. I sit on as the chair of the organization, to give this food, Heidi, to the to whoever. So, and it's like trailer load, not trailer, more okay, like two trailers, like not truck,
yeah,
truck
like a 40-foot. It was almost like a 40-foot, two 20-foot trailers. It
trailer.
was lots of stuff.
Wow.
Lots and lots of stuff. So we're really grateful for that honor that they bestow on the organization, and contacted me and they gave that food. And if you see, one lady came, a friend of the show, came with her Range Rover, and I think she made like 3 or 4 trips full. She's going, when she gets them, and then she puts it on the Facebook about the food, before she closes the phone, so many calls and so many messages. How can I come? When can I come? And before she got to her house, there was
Wow.
queue already. There were queue at her house already for the food. So sometimes,
Wow.
I mean, this hard time, if you don't need to waste your money on something, you can save it for something else, then I think it's good. And also, I think everybody is very grown to draw. Everybody is, tips, antsy, sensitive at this time. So whatever it is that you can do to bless someone, I think it's just good. I'm really grateful. And to the company that gave all this produce, we bless you. Thank you so much for blessing the whole world. Everybody is not the whole world, our community. They're praying, they're just praying, and oh, Heidi, so good,
You are
so
just
good.
abundant, Timmy. You are an abundant person and you're attracting abundance in your life.
That's
So
right.
God is giving you exactly how you are vibrating. So whatever you receive is exactly how you are asking for. So whether you like it or you don't, you've asked for abundance, the Lord is answering. There is your abundance. And it's all for you. And it's all for you to give away and distribute and to share the world with you. So, like this show, for example, this is coming from abundance, having to commit every single Saturday, this amazing 2 hours or an hour and a half that we sit here and we do this, every single Saturday. We've done this in and out every week for, a year and half now. So
Wow.
it's a blessing, it's abundance, it's everything you've always prayed for. Your prayers have been answered. So well
Jesus.
done.
Thank you. Thank you, Heidi. I really, I really, I'm really,
Lost
really,
for words.
really, really lost forward. I am. And
Yeah.
you're right. I've always prayed, Lord, bless my people, bless my community, bless. I don't have money, but God, you can do something. This is the money that I don't have to buy all these things, but I got it. Your right idea, and that just thank you, thank you.
You're
But
welcome.
tell us, Heidi, you've been reading a book.
Yes, yes. Look, when I love a book, I can't put it down. I just finish it. Yeah. So before the book, I'll tell you all about the book. But before the book,
Yes.
I actually launched my website this week. So my website is live as of yesterday. So
Oh,
I'm so glad, happy, and Peter, the person that we interviewed, Pinero, we interviewed him about 3 weeks ago here 3 weeks ago. Yeah, about 3 weeks ago he was here on the show.
about 4 weeks ago, we had Peter. Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. So he beautifully done my website, and
What?
he's keeping up with all my requests and everything. It's coming out very, very good. And I also have my landing page for my course. So I have a masterclass that is coming up that goes for 3 months, and it's going to be for healing, and it's for basically do your own healing, DIY, your own healing. And it's going to be for 3 months from October till December, and it's a pilot program. So I put it at a very, very, very low price so that I can invite as many people as I can, and then I will get that to be purified and touched up and everything, so it can go for a longer period of time next year, hopefully next year. So I'm really happy, grateful, and it's been a beautiful, busy week as usual.
I
But
can't
this week was a
believe
lot
it.
busier.
I'm really happy about
Yeah.
that. Well
Yes,
done. I
I'm so
can't believe
happy. I'm so
Beautiful.
it.
happy.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank
Fantastic.
you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Oh my
Thank you.
gosh. Can't wait to land my hand on that page. And
Yes.
so so you let us know how to enroll into the course
Yes.
and how much you're gonna pay and everything.
Of course, yes, yes. I can later on put a link under the
Yeah.
show. Yes, and then we can invite. You can invite anyone in, and it's gonna start on the 4th of October, and it will finish on the 20th of December, just before Christmas time. And it will be a weekly class where I will take all the healing. Like we're talking about the physical healing, all the aspects that I took myself in my own healing, and that I'm taking all my clients, the one-to-one clients. I'm doing this because a lot of people can't afford to work with me one-to-one. And I want to help people as much as I can. And I
Okay.
don't want to wait for the one-to-one clients, people that can only afford it, but other people cannot afford it. And I still want to help a number of people together. So that's a way for me to get the message across to as many people as I can, as many people as I can help, because at the end of the day, when we all go, someone is going to say, well, I've learned this somewhere, and they will teach it to
Yeah.
someone. And then this is what I aspire for, that whatever I learned I can teach to someone, and then someone else can teach it to someone else, and then it never dies, it never goes away. It's all
That's
the
so
beautiful
good.
learning. Yes.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Beautiful.
I can't wait to see you in your own element, Heidi.
I
You
know,
have,
huh?
oh my
I
gosh,
can't
I
wait.
can't wait. Really can. And this is gonna be online or virtual for now.
Yes, yes, it's all going to be online, and it's going to be. Look, I've done all my coaching so far for my clients online. And, the very, very few clients that I got my hands on, but the rest are all online. And then the results are all online as well. So it's not that online doesn't work. I got my own healing online on the phone. I've never seen my coach face to face when I was healing.
That's
Never.
that's true. That's
All
true.
on the phone, and we only had phone calls for 6 months, and then I had my transformation. So yes, it can happen online, and it's all going to happen
Yeah.
over Zoom, on Facebook, and I'll put them all in a group on a page, and then we'll talk about the healing aspects, and they will have homework to do, workbooks every week. I will have videos to support the material that I'm providing. It's all scientific based. I don't do anything that is not scientific. because I'm a scientist, so I believe in science, and I believe that science is only catching up, but it's okay because we found the stuff that is, that we need to present, and it's all good. So I'm really, really glad that this is happening.
Fantastic. Anyway, so book me in because sometimes you might have some illness that you don't even know is an illness. Sounds
Ah,
like
yeah,
Yeah, true. I'm
you know,
definitely also booking in for that one.
you're
of
booking
course,
in.
of
Two
course.
candidates from hanging out with Temi.
There we go.
I get you more. I'm getting you more. Hey, Liz, talk to us about your week. Liz is frozen right now.
Is it?
Yeah, now you're okay. How have you
Oh,
been?
okay, good. Yes, no, it has been well. It has been well, absolutely. Catching up with family, had a few issues coming up from the side of home, so I had to take care of that. But otherwise, all well. We thank God.
That's part of life. It's coming every day.
Yeah.
Like mine is coming every single minute, all right? But happy birthday to the mom's birthday.
Of course, it was my mother's birthday,
Oh,
which is
that's
very, very
right.
beautifully
Yeah.
celebrated. Online is doing very well with celebrations.
Yeah. And you look so much like your mom. So
Oh,
beautiful.
wow.
Yeah, so
I'm
beautiful.
sure I should be aging like her as well.
Yeah,
She's
she's a
81 years old.
Wow, she's beautiful. She's so beautiful.
Yeah.
really all
Yeah, she's
right.
81.
It's the weather and the organic food that you eat and all that. Well, happy
Yeah.
birthday, Lizzie's mom. Fantastic. We're gonna go on a quick break. And I'm going to come back to us about today's topic. It's been really challenging to me because, addiction. I'm looking around and said, do I have an addiction? What's that an addiction? What is the addiction? So I'm going to go on a quick break. Like I said, get your husband, get your wife, get your child, your children. Who knows? They might be addicted. We go on a quick break. I'll be right back. Welcome back on the show. And like I said, please log on to Hanging Out with Temi, the talk show Facebook page, and not Temi Ajayi's Facebook page, because Temi Ajayi is not hanging out with Temi. They're two different entities. So please follow this page, like us, share us, press the bell. Welcome back. Now, next week, as we said, we're going to be having Pastor Festus Newton. So if you're home, if you're anywhere and you're disgruntled about anything, or it could be about your work situation, it could be about your life, it could be about your purpose. I said, when we had Peter Suakia on the show, Heidi was asking a question: do we have to be anything? I know Peter answered the question, but I'm still asking more questions. Like, really, we need to dig. Do we really have to be anything? And what is the thing? Those are the questions we can throw back at Pastor Festus. We need more. Keep, feeding us. But so really, more questions, and I can't wait. So we have Pastor Festus Newton. Pastor Festus is a Waterbrook Church. He has a church in Queensland. It's a vibrant church, and they're doing fantastically well. What I like about Pastor Newton is the delivery of the word and the interpretation of the word. Like the way it comes across is very unique. It's, like, oh, I didn't see it that way. Those, what do you call it? That wow, wow moment. He knows how to deliver those things. Like, wow, so it's fantastic. Next week, Pastor Newton is gonna be with us. So it's gonna be the first hour, half hour of our show. So it might be here for 15 minutes, 10 minutes, depending on how, but we just want a nugget of him, not too much. 15, 10 minutes, then, because he's a very essential person, but he's gonna be blessing us for that little time that is here. And I know the ladies, you've got a lot of questions. What do you think about that? You want to share something to our viewers so they know what we're talking about and what they should be looking out for? You know.
Definitely, I'd love to. I certainly have a lot of questions, and um, sometimes I brush the questions off because I don't know the answer, and I don't know if there is any logic answer. And sometimes I just I would have a conversation with the girls, or I'd have a conversation with a friend, but I don't really get an answer. So I honestly know that for as soon as there is a question, the answer will come if I am serious about finding it and if I'm not attached to a specific meaning or answer. So I believe that this is a beautiful addition to the show because we are going to be able to, get our questions answered and get a contribution from someone who is, digging deep because that's their stuff and that's what they do. So it's certainly a beautiful thing to have on the show. Thank you, Temi.
Please.
I have personally realized that people during this time have kind of um, realized that there is a God, and they really want to get to know this God, but they do have quite a number of questions around that, and sometimes it's that aspect of how can I ask this question now? So some questions kind of seem elementary, and people are a bit, taken aback to ask the questions
I love
to
that.
the people that are around them, because it's like Nicodemus who came in the evening. You don't want people to see that you're also consulting about this matter.
I know.
So I think
That's funny.
we are bringing an opportunity, for people like that who, you know, can maybe even forward a question beforehand to us, and we can read the question out for you on the platform so that Pastor Newton can, go into it for all of us and share the light on some of the issues, and particularly about who God is and what salvation really means to us. I think that has been, the conversation that I've been having the most with the people, and it was absolutely well received. It was coming from unlikely people really starting to show interest in God and, starting to ask. So I think this is a good opportunity that we are providing for people to be asking those questions, even anonymously, if you don't want to come on the show. And we have the person to be able to speak to all of us.
Yeah. And you know how I know that God is actually uh, interested, that we were meant to do this? When I was sharing the initial thought, I said to my husband, I just felt I literally woke up from bed, pray, turn around, and then share this. What came to my mind straight away, like 7 o'clock in the morning, and I said I felt that we should have a faith chat. I said, I said on the show that a little segment called Faith Chat, and I said I'm looking at Pastor Festus Newton and Wayne Brown in England. These two are friends as well, so I'm looking at that, and I said I'm going to talk to Pastor Festus and see what he says. And guess what, ladies? When I rang Pastor there and then, I rang Pastor that morning. I rang Pastor Festus and I said, "This is coming to me that we should have a faith talk chat on the show, and you are the one that came to my mind." And then he says, "You know what, woman of God, I'll be honored and I'll be happy." This man is very busy. He's just so busy. He's everywhere. Uganda, Tanzania, Singapore, America, everywhere. And he says,
Wow.
and you know what he said again? He says, "And if I'm not able to come, you know who is coming? Wayne Brown." The two names I mentioned to my husband.
Wow.
He said, I didn't tell him this. He's gonna hear this next week. He says, if I'm not able to come, you know who is coming. I will tell Wayne Brown to come. I'm like, Father, what are you doing? This is just a confirmation. And ladies, I know a lot of our viewers might have known these people. When you see Wayne Brown, oh, let's just keep it there, keep it low. We wait until these people come on the show. But there's something I want to talk about, ladies. I was talking to a lady, uh, not long ago. She's bringing some consignment that she sells, like from overseas. And she was telling me that there was a consignment that she was bringing. She fasted for 7 days when she wants to start embark on the project. The moment she finished, she's fasting. When the things were on the sea coming, she fasted. This is somebody who has been born again, who knows God. She's the one that we pray for water before she drinks, all right? So she's not a baby Christian. And she prayed and prayed and prayed. And then the consignment got to Australia. The Australian, border security or customs, they seized the item and they gave her two options. Either you pay money to return it back to the original destination, or we help you to burn it. There are two options. That's what and these are thousands of dollars. This is what she does. She's working hard. She's doing the right thing. She's a faithful woman. She's a godly woman, and she prayed. You know what she said to me? I'm beginning to doubt if there is God. Yes, I'm beginning to doubt. This thing she said to me, I was going to cry, not from somebody like you. It's like saying that maybe, somebody we know, maybe my husband says, is there a God, or Pastor Newton, don't let me use me. You know what I mean? Like, not on that level. You've been Christian, she's over 50, and now you're saying, is there God? Because she fasted, she prayed. I'm saying this to say, according to my usual saying in my book that says, when you're standing, watch lest you fall. You always need support system around you to humble
Yeah.
you. You never know what it is that is going to sweep you off your feet, and you're going to question that which you know very well. And so what we're doing now is we're having reservoir of the word empowerment, equipping ourselves so that when the pressure of life comes, we can have something to go back to, because it will come and it keep coming. So you might think what come this time is the biggest you can ever have. You don't know, you might have another one. I had an accident that I almost died in April. And I thought, oh my gosh, this was bad. And I was in that situation like, what? I could have died, but thank God you saved me. A couple of weeks after then, my brother-in-law died. You thought it was finished? This is somebody that we never thought was like larger than life. He's not the one to die. He wasn't sick. He was good. He was man of God. He preaches the word of God every day. Like we didn't even have a sign. Like usually before people die, we believe in you take you to hospital, they diagnose you, have nothing, 4 days, and he's gone. And this is the bedrock of our family. We have a mother, had the father, everybody, and then he just left. Children and the one left. So what I'm trying to say is this is very important, and I just hope that people will struggle to come, ask questions as it comes, share and be open and honest, and let God help you, really. And if you want to ask whether there's a God, you don't need to be an unbeliever to ask if God really exists. My friend has been a Christian for over 40 years, good Christian. And now, today, she's asking if there was God. You think that's not gonna break my heart? Like, where are we gonna start from? You're the one that is preaching to people, and it just broke my heart. So I believe this is just God's time for us to do what we're doing. I can't. Anyway, let's go on a quick break. We'll be back. Thank God we could go on a break just to break this pressure too much. That's okay. We'll be back. Welcome back. Yeah, it's been a hectic week. Hectic week for me. But
Yeah.
yeah, hectic week for me. But we're counting our blessings and we're naming them one by one. We will let our thanksgiving be more than our request. Like we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. Let's go on to today's topic, I reckon. And this topic was brought to my attention. Was it like a couple of to us? Isn't the idea you were there when Liz brought this topic?
Yeah.
I got no idea where this topic came from, but Liz was like, addiction. I'm like, why addiction? So she's like, there's an addiction. All right, let's look at addiction. What is an addiction? What is an addiction? I looked into it. I mean, what I knew before about addiction is it's not pleasant. It's really bad. It's you gotta be sick and all that. But really, it's not. It's not addiction. It's However, I think addiction, if you're going to agree with me, if it's not managed, it can be detrimental. So addiction, and maybe you could be addicted to substance, which is the common one, but the behavioral one, uh, it's not common. The behavioral one that is common is maybe you have obsessive compulsive disorder, where you always kind of wash your hand until it blisters and it does, um, or you repeatedly check the light of your house every day. You have to make sure the light is off, and then you go back again and it's off. Like, oh my gosh, so that's tiring. But if you continue to do that, really, we're going to get to those places, later. But I think if addiction is not managed properly, it's detrimental to your health, to everybody around you. Because if you keep on doing this every day, check the tap. Is it dripping? Make sure you look every day you're doing it, and it has sometimes it's the same time. 7 o'clock every night you go. Is it seven the tap? If I'm with you, I think I'm just going to be exhausted as well. So I don't think anyone we win when it comes to addiction. But I think it's different degrees of addiction. So I'm thinking the type of addiction will be like this behavioral and substance abuse, isn't it? Is there?
Yeah, definitely. It falls in those categories. Interesting, you're saying it doesn't have to be negative, because I was also thinking, when we talk addiction, it's most of the times a negative, something that we kind of do that is negative repeatedly. But then, in terms of what it is really, it's what with regards to it being negative. I was thinking it's that behavior that we know we have to stop, but it really it sneaks up on you, and it kind of overpowers you, and you also know, I've got to stop this. I shouldn't be doing this, but eventually you get to do it, and you never get to that place where you actually stop, but deep down in your heart you have to. and
Oh,
and, and that brings the aspect of addiction, and that's what I was thinking. But now that you say, it doesn't have to be negative, there probably could be some stuff that are positive that we do, that we know, I gotta stop this.
yeah, because I think there will be categories of addiction like mild, moderate, and severe. So,
Mm-hmm.
like what you said, if you know you have to stop, then I would say maybe that is mild, because you already know you have to stop. So if you know you have to stop and you stop, that's mild. If you know you have to stop but you don't stop every now and then, that's moderate. But if you know you have to stop and you don't stop, you kept on doing every day, that's severe. And so that's the way I will look at it if you ask me to diagnose an addiction. I had
Mm.
Heidi, an addiction, when you hear it, do you think it's all the connotation around it is all negative? Or
No, no, there is actually beautiful addictions, actually.
oh really?
Yes, oh, amazing addictions. Like for example, in back in May 2018, I promised myself that I will go for a walk every single day.
Good one.
Rain, hail, wind, sun, it does not matter. I'm gonna take my dog for a walk every day. And I knew that, in order to build a habit, okay, something that is very big, because I haven't walked before like that. So in order to do something like this, I need to do it for 40 days. So I promised myself that I will force myself for 60 days, not 40, 60. I'm going to force myself. And then it became an addiction. Temi, if it comes to 9 o'clock and I'm not out yet, I would be itching. I am serious. My legs are itching. I am, like agitated, and I really want to
Wow.
go out. And as soon as I go, I'm all good. So that's a good
Wow.
addiction. I'm happy with that addiction. I'm not upset about the addiction. Actually it serves me. That addiction serves me. And the other day I was not feeling like I wanted to walk because it was really, really windy. Okay. But then my body kept telling me, what are you doing? You need to get out, and then I went out and I was really windy, and then just wanted to wait for half an hour at home. Can you believe that I stood at home in the house and I started marching just inside the house like that because my body was moving. It was telling me, get out. And I didn't want to get out at that time because it was windy. So I stayed in the house, and then I kept marching inside for 10 minutes. And then after that, it was okay. I put the dog and we went out. So sometimes addictions are good. Like, okay, as soon as I find a really, really, really good book, okay, like the one that I'm reading right now, I don't want to put it down. I want to finish it. So I will not go to sleep till I finish it. Why? Because it's just amazing. I really love it. Well, that's a good addiction. That's not a bad addiction. I find a good book, I read it, I finish it. And as long as it's not hurting me or harming me or taking the toll on me of some sort. I like drinking hot drinks, for example. I make sure that I drink chamomile teas and I drink peppermint tea, ginger tea, and all of that. That's an addiction. I like hot drinks, but that's okay because this is not going to harm me or hurt me. I tell myself, well, not too many coffees, so you can have one or two a day, and that's it. Not too many coffees. And then I said to myself, okay, well, the rest of the day you can have all the hot drinks you can, whatever you like to have even 10, 15 of them if you want, but have something that is okay for you to have: chamomile, peppermint, whatever. So that's okay. This is all right. This is an all right addiction. Okay. But as soon as, and I think the way to discern is, I look at my life and I am actually conscious about what I'm doing. To be conscious, to be aware, and to be fully aware, that's where where people actually go sometimes wrong. Because if I am driven into doing something and I'm not aware of the consequences of whatever it is that I'm doing, then
Mhm.
whatever you do, even small, that's not going to be good for you. But if you are aware that I'm drinking, 10 teas a day, and that's still okay, but I'm conscious, I know what I'm drinking, that's okay. So
Wow. I
addiction
was
is really key.
wondering
Yeah.
when you were talking, Heidi, I was wondering, so like principle and discipline can become an addiction because when people do like exercise, they go out, we think they're disciplined. What I mean, like, oh, they got principle, they go out, they are organized, but what you're saying now, it's a borderline addiction. But I didn't realize that until you said that. Because if you need to be matching in your house just because you can't go out and you think you have to, then it's becoming a borderline addiction, really. But it's
Yes,
a good one.
it's okay one.
Yeah.
Because
So how should one then distinguish between a habit and an addiction? That's exactly what you're saying, Temi, isn't it?
yes.
When is it a habit? I just like doing it. This is what I do, and I'm doing it for these reasons. And when is it an addiction? Can we have that distinction?
Yes, I think an habit is like, because what she did with her principle and the addiction is she had a time frame around it. So she said, I'm going to
Yeah.
do this for 60 days. So she's conscious of it, she's measuring it, and it's for a period of time. But an habit is habitual, is something that you continually doing. Like, I'm going to have in my life, I'm going to be a vegan, for example. So that's the pattern of life that I'm going to do. And I'm not going to do eat this, I'm not going to eat that. And you maintain that over a long period of time, and it becomes your style, your lifestyle. So that is the kind of habit. But but if you want to talk about principle or discipline, okay, habit can be in terms of principle and and discipline as well. But because ID has put a time frame on that, it's not an habit. It's not an habit. Is a longer time kind of lifestyle. It's a pattern of life. It's what you do. You've been doing it for years, or you decide to do it, or you might say you want to change. You want to live in the country because you have to live in a house with trees, because you inhale trees and it becomes your lifestyle, I think.
And that becomes an addiction. Or
That if it's a lifestyle, is an habit.
okay.
Addiction, I think, is something. Addiction comes with compulsion. You
Okay.
see, addiction will have to come with some sort of compulsion. What Heidi was doing, that I can't go out, but I need to go out now, and it's windy, I'm going to be mashing, is becoming a borderline addiction. So
Mm-hmm.
if she's, look, if I'm living with Heidi and she's doing that, because the next question we're going to go to is, who is affected? I could be
Yeah.
affected. Like, get a life. It's fine. It's windy today. You don't need to match. I might go to my room and sleep, and like, I'm done. You know what I mean? Like, that's an addiction. But a lifestyle, people don't get offended because it's your pattern.
Yeah,
You sit under the tree, you read your book. This is your style. But the addiction will irritate people that are observing
that's
it.
right.
Yeah. So we irritate. So we need to be mindful. I spoke with a friend of mine actually yesterday. And when I was thinking about this show, everything she's talking about, I'm thinking, is she addicted? That she doesn't know? I will tell you what she does. Truly, what she does is annoying. I cannot stay with her. I can't. And the poor husband that is living with this woman for maybe 40 years, like, I can't believe it. She's over 60 and they've been married for about 40 something. I just can't believe how the man can. What she was telling me, it's really bad. But anyway, we're going to come back and talk about who who is at risk. But truly, I want to talk to you about what my friend does. You will know that this is not right. But I didn't tell her. She watched the show and she will know it's her. But anyway, we'll go on a quick break and I'll come back and talk about my friend's addiction. Be right back.
Okay.
Welcome back, everyone, on Angina with Temi. And we say, please like us, share. You never know who is addicted. Share and then like us, follow us. And really, how are you? Sometimes you have an addiction, you don't know you have an addiction. So today's topic is an addiction and what it is. Who is at risk? And that's one of the questions. I think whoever is observing that pattern, that style, that's the what do you call, observing the exercise, so to say, for short of words, will be affected. My friend, when you serve her, you cannot serve her big food. And big will be, sometimes I serve you, instead of 5 ounce, I might serve 6 ounce. Just eat your five and discard the one. No, you have to give her the exact 5 ounces. And she's been doing this. Also, when you give her a food like rice, there mustn't be any rice outside of the plate. It has to be all This is not a joke. This is over 60. She's what she'll be watching. She's over 60. She does this. When you give her like a Gary, the Gary, there's a way you have, when the Gary is like semolina,
Yeah.
it's a solid food. So you make it like a dough and you eat it with spinach. My friend, when you give her a dough, you have to separate it so when it's hot, so you spread it aside. But when you're spreading our food, you have to, and it has to be evenly spread. So you can I'm not kidding. And also, this is what she does. This is her. And also, when you give her a meat, you can't give her a meat that is bigger than, like this. It has to be tiny, tiny, like periwinkles or mussels. It has to be that size of mussels. If it's bigger, she will throw it away. She doesn't eat it. It cannot.
Wow.
So this is how she eats. And also when she wants to eat some food, she will have spinach. She doesn't have everything together. She will make spinach on one side, a salad on another side, meat on another, and it has to be for all the. This is an.
Wow.
And if you're watching this show, I didn't tell you. I was trying to figure out what is this. And for me, uh, I cannot cope staying with you in your house with these sort of things. I think it's an addiction, but she knows it. Like Heidi said, if you know it and you can manage it, but she's not managing it. She's not managing it. So that's an addiction. And who is affected here? Are you going to be affected, Liz, or is it just me? Would you be affected if you see somebody constantly saying, my rice has to be all molded and it has to be 5 ounces, and this must every time? Thinking about it, I'm exhausted.
Yeah. No, definitely the people who live with her will be affected because people can't keep up with all the perfection that she comes with. Everything has to be a specific way, and
Perfect.
yeah, yeah. So people can't keep up with that, and against that background, people have to really walk on eggshells with her because you never know when you've done it right. When is it going to be accepted or when is it going to be rejected? So definitely people are affected, and that's one of the telltales of addiction. If the people around you are affected by what you do, or then definitely it falls in the bracket of an addiction.
So
I
are
believe.
Christians immune, Heidi?
Sorry.
Are Christians immune? Because Christian, you cannot be addicted of anything. You really should not. You should trust the process and trust. They give you a food, you just bless the food and eat it. You don't have to be meticulous and all that. You just bless food and thank God that some people don't have anything to eat and eat it. If and as a Christian, are you supposed to?
I don't think, to be honest, I don't think it has anything got to do with Christianity or God. Okay, so this is not a spiritual disease or disorder. This is a mental disease or disorder. Okay, so addictions in general. Why do people become addicted? Why do I drink, 10 cups of teas a day? Everything that we do in life, we do it for an emotional reason. So these cups of teas give me something emotionally that I need. Okay, and I want these emotions. I feel the warmth of this drink, for example. It gives me satisfaction, it gives me sense of fulfillment, it gives me warmth, it gives me something, it gives me a sort of a feeling. All right, now people do that because they are feeling a void of some sort. Okay, so I'm being as honest and as frank as possible,
Yeah.
and I'm guilty of this, and I'm telling you that when I see an addiction like the one that I have with drinking tea, for example, I understand and I have compassion because I have my own addictions. Okay. And I look at these people and I go, okay, you know what? They're just feeling a void. They are trying to not address a real issue. And what they're doing is that they are just going and trying to mask a need for something that they want to feel, that they want to experience, and they are, using this substance or using this whatever it is, habit or addiction of some sort, to be able to fill that void. So I don't believe this is Christian, and I don't believe that it has anything got to do with Christianity, because this is not a spiritual thing. It's a mental thing. It's an emotional thing. It's a physical body feeling that we really long for. For example, with my teas, and my own feeling that I've established the walk today. Oh, I feel good now. I can rest and relax like that. So I've never thought about this. That oh, I have to pray about my addiction to drinking tea or my addiction to walks. I've never felt that like I need to speak to God about that, because I don't think it's related. I'm doing something that it's like an addiction to a specific pen. Look, I love this pen. Every time I go to office works, I buy 2 or 3 of these because I love this pen. And I need this pen to write with because it just goes really smoothly, and it's like big, it's a 0.7, and it's like I like how it writes. So why do I even want to question my motives around why do I like the pen? I buy lots of these pens because I like them, so that's what I think, really.
So it has nothing to do with Christianity.
That's what I
Please.
believe.
Yeah, that's a very important question you're asking, Temi, because really, as Christians, there's so many things that we, put, so many rules that we put for ourselves, to the extent that we actually miss out on the aspect of wholeness, on that healing that we need to be a whole person. So, yes, addictions have got nothing to do with your beliefs or who and what you are. If you are addicted to pornography, you are addicted, being a Christian or not. And saying I'm a Christian actually puts you in that place where you prolong your own healing. You could have come out earlier. You could have discussed what is the real issue and gotten your healing or deliverance, whatever it is. But because you say you are a Christian and you are not supposed to, you suppress the aspect of your healing, and you stay in your addiction, whatever you are addicted to. We've just mentioned it could be your device that you are addicted to, and these things, it breaks marriages, it breaks up homes, so that there are a lot of people at risk because of addictions that could have been handled, as Heidi rightly say. The root cause could have been sought, and people could have been free by now. But just because of that aspect of being ashamed because I'm a Christian, being ashamed because I'm coming on with this for too long, I don't want to break the silence now. What will the people say? And you keep going downhill. One day that secrecy bubble will blow,
We
and
blow.
everybody that you were thinking what will people think will start to see, actually, whoa, so this is what's happening. So the sooner we come out with what we are addicted about, actually the better for you and for your family as well.
That's fantastic. Please, that's really good, because whatever you're hiding in your closet, over time, that bubble is going to puncture and the whole world is going to say. But I just want to say something about, sometimes you might be addicted and you don't know it's an addiction. And so that's something. I think the essence of this show, apart from diagnosing what is an addiction, the type of addiction that you could have, it could be emotional. And Heidi was talking, you're feeling a void. You might not even know it's a void. And, we're talking about sometimes it's involuntary, but it becomes your lifestyle, you don't know. But I'm just wondering if there are some people that are addicted and they don't know they are addicted. So this show is for you to go back and sit and think about what is it that I'm doing that is an addiction. I'm the same. I'm addicted to pen. I I spend any amount of money on a good pen and I hoard them. A lot of time I don't use this pen, like huge amount. I don't use them, but I keep them. It's a problem. My son told me one time, I don't know, you're laughing. Do you know my story about the pen? I was buying one pen in Dubai, and Toby is like, how much is that pen? And I said, I used to sell the pen in Nigeria. I work in a corporate that we engrave pen and we customize pen. So I know Mont Blanc pen this time. So I've been wanting to buy Mont Blanc pen. I saw it and I said, all this holiday, I'm buying nothing. I'm using all my money to buy Mont Blanc pen. My son nearly fainted. He said, Mom, you're not buying it. What do you think you are? Do you think you're what? I said, I don't care what you say. I'm buying this pen and I bought it. They stole it. I bought it again. So I'm addicted. I'm addicted to, you have to do my dishes before I sleep. My husband is like, you're tired. You don't need to do it. Nobody is coming to inspect your house. So there are some few things that I thought, now I'm old. I need to think and settle down. It's not the end of the world. I need to settle down. So don't be addicted. So think about it. What it is that you're addicted to. Because really, it will wear you out. It doesn't last. It's not really a thing. It doesn't really matter. Don't be addicted. The only thing you can be addicted to is your spirituality. Your spirituality, you should be addicted. Because that's the only thing that will outlast everything else. And that's the last thing that we put at the back burner. Is the last thing that we're addicted about. But I'm being mindful of the time. It's been an excellent conversation. Seek help, talk to people, share with us. Is this an addiction? Am I addicted? And seek help, just take power. I like to take control of my life. Take power back to yourself. Control your life. Don't let anything else control your life, but you be in charge of your own life. I'm being mindful of time, ladies. You got the last word to say, and we're going to say tata for now. We see them again next week. Any final word from you, Heidi, before we go?
Yes, all I want to say is just that, everyone, please become more conscious of the actions that you're doing and the thoughts that you're having and the behaviors that you are also, anger is also sometimes an addiction, the way you respond to people, that's very important. So just be more conscious of what is happening in your world, and as long as you are being empowered and you are evolving into your higher consciousness, and every day becoming a better version of you, then you're on the right track. Other than
And
that,
it's beautiful.
yes,
Watching, it's beautiful to be in control of your life and to have your power back. No addiction. We're going to say tata for now, and then we're going to see you again next week. Remember, Monday, 12:30 Eastern Time, we're on Channel 31
Channel
Melbourne.
31.
Channel 31. We see you then. Bye-bye for now.
Bye.
bye.
Bye.